Welcome back to Girl Talk. We're shooting on location today at Sky Zone Madison. That's off the West Belt Line behind Culver's. So brand new. There's so many fun things to do here. We're going to be showing you that a bit later. But now we're with Mimosa Books and Gifts. This is Ashley Levy. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. Always so fun to have you guys on.
Oh,
we always learn so much.
Thanks.
So today we're talking about feng shui.
We are.
So let's just kind of start with a description of what this is.
Sure. So feng shui is actually the ancient Chinese art of placement. So it's thought by moving things in your environment, you can actually shift the energy in your life. So if you wanted more love, more prosperity, changes in your career, you can actually move things around in your home space because it's thought that the energy on the outside affects the energy on the inside.
Okay. And so that kind of answers, I guess my next thought was, why should you incorporate feng shui into your space? But it sounds like those are all things we want to improve.
Yeah.
They are, but more than that, it's really about kind of a way of being, a way of connecting with the outside world. So many of us feel disconnected, and by creating a space that really represents how you're feeling and how you want to feel, you're just more connected to that space. You feel more at home, you feel more at peace when you're in your space. So it's really beneficial on so many levels.
Absolutely.
I was thinking about oftentimes this time of year, the spring is coming, I swear, even though it's cold and nasty outside today. Just about spring cleaning, moving things around. It's often something I think people do just naturally, and then the thoughts of kind of growth and abundance and prosperity. What would be a way that you could incorporate all of this using feng shui and spring cleaning and kind of redo a little bit in your home space?
Sure. Well, anytime we actually move things around in our space, it helps stir up the energy. So a lot of us, as soon as spring comes, we crack open the windows to get that fresh air in and that kind of thing. Well, moving things around in your space works the same way. It just stirs the energy up a little bit. And for some prosperity and abundance, so if you think about where the front door of your home is, the far back left corner is actually your wealth and abundance corner. So there are a few simple tips and tricks you can do to bring more abundance. So you can add something red to that area. Red is a great color for attracting abundance. You can also add a representation of money or wealth, like keep a jar of coins there. Or you can add a symbol of a koi fish, which is also good for prosperity.
So red, you're attracting wealth and abundance? Is that
guess.
what
I am and on the left. I'm so glad I chose this spot and this outfit. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe buy a lottery ticket today. So let's talk about the living room, family room, because that's where you usually bring your guests and you're entertaining. How can you kind of shift the energy there?
One of the easiest ways is just by moving the furniture a little bit. So many of us have a tendency to push our furniture up against the walls, and what that does is really boxes us in and locks that energy in place. By pulling the furniture away from the walls just a little bit, you free up the energy to flow around and just kind of be mixed up and stirred up in the space.
Oh, very cool.
Cool.
What would you say are some commonly used items for feng shui in a home?
So one of my favorites are the little leaded glass prisms. So those little things you hang in your window and they create all those great rainbows? Well, the reason that those are used in feng shui is it's thought that as the sunlight comes in to that little crystal, it disperses the energy into the space. So all those little rainbows you see are really like representations of the energy that's filling your area. So that's a great, easy one to use.
Wow, I already feel so much better about thoughts about going home and redoing my furniture. But I also then feel kind of overwhelmed with how to do it, where to start. Could be a big project or just something very small, like you said, putting something in the corner. Where do you suggest you start if you're kind of not wanting to be overwhelmed with the idea?
Well, this is the good news about feng shui. There's a general rule of thumb that you should really make small changes and then let them simmer for a little while.
Nice.
Yeah, make a little change, see how things kind of turn into your space, how things are going in your life before you make another change. So little steps, little baby steps, and then kind of see how that changes things in your life before you move on to the next big thing.
That's great advice, because it can be overwhelming trying to reconfigure a home.
Absolutely. Good to know that we can take small steps. Well, thanks so much, Ashley, and stay with us. We'll have more on Girl Talk right after the break.